What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and welcome back to the channel. So I hope everybody's having an awesome day. Today I just wanted to go over baggies. Now these are all vintage Kenner Star Wars action figures, and they're all bagged, and I wanted to just go over the bagged figures because there's a lot of baggies out there in the market, and of course, you know, there's different types in the way grading companies grade baggies, and they have like their own kind of like category that these baggies go into. So like this one right here, this Jawa, this is a B bag for a New Hope toy line. Of course, this is the Empire Strikes Back, and these are C type bags. And then of course, this is the Return of the Jedi, and this is also a C type bag. Now, as you notice in the thumbnail, I do have another figure that I just recently acquired, and I'll show you that right here. And of course, this is another R2-D2 with the sensor scope bagged figure. But what's interesting is that this is a H-type bag. So here is the label. This is a 1981 Kenner Star Wars bagged figure, Empire Strikes Back H-type baggy, and then this is a R2-D2 with the sensor scope, and it received an 85, so really good score, and I couldn't pass this up. I'm not a big fan of the way putting these labels up on top. I don't know, I'm just picky like that, so I'm not a big fan. I like having the labels kind of off to the side because it kind of takes away from the figure, the big old label there. But anywho, besides that, so here we have a H-type bag, and this one's pretty much this one was released back in 1982, between 1982 and 1984. Now the figure is graded as a 1981, but the baggies kind of came out between that timeline. Now this H-type bag does not have any text, like none at all. Like there's no like made in Hong Kong, there's no Kenner logo, there's nothing. So that's what makes this a H-type bag. Also it's, you know, heat sealed, and it's a soft type of bag, and I talked about this in my previous video. So the way these guys get kind of categorized into what type of bags they are is it's really based on what type of text it's on the bag. So like if you have a blue text that's horizontal or vertical that says Kenner or made in Hong Kong or whatnot, that would, you know, that pretty much puts it into that category. So as you can see, these two right here are both C type bags, but the text looks a little different, but it's still the same though. You still have a blue Kenner logo, and you still have the blue text that says made in Hong Kong, and it's both horizontal. So that's what makes these guys a C type bag. Again, with this guy right here, this is a Return of the Jedi C type bag, and the same thing. It's a blue text, has the Kenner logo, made in Hong Kong, all in blue, and it's horizontal. Now another way that it gets into putting it into that category is the type of bag. So the C type bags for the Empire Strikes Back toy line all have a tape, they're taped the way they're sealed, and then of course the bag is crisp. So I'll show you, I think this guy shows that a lot better, but as you can see right there, you could kind of see that tape right there, and so that what pretty much puts it into that category. So like I said, like Kenner back in the day, US Kenner pretty much released 25 different types of bags, 25. So it's pretty insane. You pretty much have like, I think it's like around 300 possibilities of different figures with different types of bags. Now these were released pretty much from 1978 to 1984. The first bags were pretty much the early bird kits that came out, and those were like the first bags. But most bag figures come from, you know, they pretty much come from one, multi-packs, or two, special offers, three, also play sets. So sometimes play sets will have figures included, which are all bagged. And then the fourth one is just quality control, that like, let's just say this made of Hong Kong, you know, if a factory in Hong Kong, you know, was starting to make you know, figures, like let's say they were starting to make this new C-3PO with the removable limb, they would send up like, you know, examples over to the Kenner headquarters here in the US, and then they would inspect them. And then also it was cheaper to just throw them into baggies instead of like having them all carted and everything like that, and then the, you know, Kenner employees would inspect them. So one, it was cost efficient just to have them in baggies, and that way they could get inspected. And then also, they showed up in special offers, play sets, multi-packs, and so forth. And I think the biggest multi-pack that I've seen like on record is like a 300 piece multi-pack, which it's ridiculous. I don't know if it's all like the same figures or not, but it's pretty insane. So going back to these guys right here, so I'm gonna start off with the pretty much the Star Wars toy line A New Hope episode. Now these guys have about 5 different types of bags, and I'll put it up on the screen. So you have an A, a B, a C, and a D. And now the way these bags work is like it depends on the type of text that's on them. So you have a white horizontal made in Hong Kong, a black vertical line like this guy that says made in Hong Kong. You'll have the blue Kenner horizontal logo with the General Mills, or you'll have a black horizontal made in Hong Kong and then a blue horizontal made in Hong Kong. So those are the different types. And of course you have the taped, and then you have a heat sealed, and then you have the 2 types of bags, which are the crisp and the soft types of bags. So those are the Star Wars A New Hope type of different bags that are out there for these figures. Now I don't know the exact number, like how many Jawas are bagged out there and what type of bags. That's the interesting about collecting these, is you just don't know what you're gonna run into. So it's kind of hard unless you know other collectors out there that have an example of a certain bagged figure. Then you kind of know that is out there in the market. Now when it comes to a Empire Strikes Back episode, these guys have about 8 types of bags. So you have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H type of bags. Now of course, again, this is an example of the H bag, which is the last one that has no text on it, but the rest of them have some sort of text on them. They have either a Kenner logo on it, or they'll have the General Mills, and then they'll have the made in Hong Kong, and I believe the G one says made in China. And of course, again, you have the 2 types of seals. So you have a heat, or you have a tape, and then the 2 types of bags, which are a soft or a crisp bags. So those are 8 right there, just from the Empire Strikes Back the Empire Strikes Back toy line. Now when it comes to this guy, the Return of the Jedi, now that guy right there, you have about 11 types of bags. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. Now this one gets a little bit more crazier, because not only that they add in the Empire Strikes Back added the made in China, now you have the made in Taiwan, made in China, made in Mexico. It goes crazy all into these guys. And then also you have the 2 types of bags, the soft, the crisp, and then the way they're sealed, either they're taped or they're heated sealed. So it is a lot of different bags. Now once you get all done with like the 3 episodes, whatever, then you have pretty much the Power of the Force toy line that came out, and that's pretty much almost the ones like the last 17 came out. Now the Power of the Force really only has 1 type of bag, which is an A bag, and that was released in 1984, and that just has the blue Kenner horizontal triangle logo with the made in Hong Kong. And then of course that one could be tricky, because it could be either taped or it could be actually open, which is interesting. And then of course the type of bag, it's soft. So pretty much those are all the bags that are out there. It is insane. There's too many out there, but there's collectors out there that just kind of focus on baggies. And like I said, it's hard I haven't not seen like a legit like record or whatnot of like every bag for every figure, like every bag type for every figure. I know, for example, I've seen one where I've seen a photo of like there's like 7 7 different bag types for just a Boba Fett, but I can't really find information about, like, you know, if I wanted to know how many bag figures are there for Jawa, I that's a hard one, you know. And it goes on for the rest of the figures. Now the figures do have like their own kind of like rarity category, you know, and that was just like on a forum that I found, and so some of them are a little bit more rare, obviously, like a, you know, Luke Skywalker farm boy bag. That's a little bit more rare, especially if you have the double telescoping lightsaber. That's definitely extremely rare, you know, rare figure. But right now I can't really find anything solid that lets me know, hey, you know, for a R2-D2 solid dome without the sensor scope, you know, how many bag figures are there out there and stuff like that. Now I know the type of bags that are pretty much out there for that guy, but I don't know all the type of bags, you know what I mean? Like they're just, it just has like a different time frame of when the bags were released, and then what makes it a bag figure. But I don't know, I honestly, I couldn't tell you how many Jawas are there, what different type of baggies out there. It's just kind of like one of those things where you know, if it's out there in the market, you know what I mean, if you find one, then awesome. But that's it. I just wanted to share that this is my small baggy collection. And also Doopy, you know, I know this channel hit 500, and I'm gonna do a giveaway, so I would definitely look out for a video on Monday, which is, I believe that's Memorial Day weekend. So Memorial Day on Monday, I would definitely look out for a video. I'm gonna do a giveaway. The reason why I haven't done it early is just because of, you know, AFA during this whole virus, you know, thing that happened. They pretty much had to close down their grading shop, and so I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to do for a giveaway, but I'm just gonna have to hold those items and probably do it for a 1,000, you know, subscriber giveaway. But I am gonna do a giveaway for the 500, but I just had to change it around, and I'll probably just do one graded figure and then do 2 other figures, and I'll let you guys know on Monday what that is, and I'll tell you how to enter to win and all of that. And I'll leave the thing up for like a week, whatever. I'm probably gonna have to use like a third-party website, so that way you guys could enter to win. I'll do a random drawing, and then I'll go ahead and contact those winners. But I'll explain all of that on Monday. I'll do a video on Monday, so look out for that. But all I want to say is thank you guys, and I really appreciate it, and thank you for the support. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys in the next video.